Sorry for not making videos for a while, for a few days. Actually, I'm not that sorry. I'm not sorry because nobody watches these videos, and this video is mainly for myself, and I'm going to be watching this later on. But what I've been doing is that I've been thinking and I've been reading, and especially I've been reading up on Marcus Aurelius's meditation. And there's this one quote that really stood out to me. There's this one quote that really resonated with me. By the way, wisdom can be found everywhere. You know, it can be found in all sorts of texts, medium. Don't be so dogmatic to disregard certain types of text or certain types of media and saying they are garbage. You know, wisdom can be found everywhere. Books, self-help channels, God forbid, Andrew Tate. But here's the catch. You've got to go through all of these sources with your own personal lens and filter out what is right for you, what is beneficial to you. Take those and discard the rest. Anyways, enough rambling. I'm going to read the quote now and I'll talk about it. So this is from Book 2, verse 8, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Through not observing what is in the mind of another man, has seldom been seen to be unhappy, but those who do not observe the movements of their own minds must of necessity be unhappy. Sorry for the weird archaic language, but this is my interpretations. This is what I got out of it. So Marcus is basically saying, if you do not observe what is in the mind of other men, i.e. what they are thinking, what they value, what they like, if you do not care about that, if you don't put too much effort into thinking about what other people are thinking, then it is very rarely that you're going to feel unhappy about it. But if you do not observe the movements of your own minds, what you like, what you value, if you're not aware of yourself, of your own mind, then you're most definitely going to be unhappy. And you may disagree with this, and that's fine. But reflecting upon my own life experiences, I found that this to be very true. When I care too much about other people and what they think of me, how they perceive me, and even their interests in general, what they like, if I care too much about what other people like, I tend to be very unhappy. But vice versa is also true. When I only care about what I like and only do the things that I like, while disregarding everybody else, I also tend to feel very unhappy. So there needs to be a happy medium. But I agree especially with what he's saying about not being aware of your own minds, not being aware of the movements of your own mind. It's going to lead you down the path of unhappiness. I agree with that 100%, based on my experience up until this point in my life. And I'll give you an example, But first, let's talk about unhappiness. Unhappiness, I think, is a sign that you're lacking something in your life. That's what I think. And because a truly happy person who is comfortable with who they are, who knows their self-worth, is not gonna seek external validation from external source other than themselves. They are lacking something, and that's why they hope to fill that void within their heart with something else, i.e., instant gratification. What people need to understand is that you can have completely different values to everyone around you. You don't have to like the same things as people around you. You don't have to value the same things. you can have different interests to other people in your life, everyone around you. If you can accept that people have different values, different interests, and they like doing different things, then you don't have to be like them, then you're going to be very content with yourself, because you can't be everybody else. You can't like the same stuff as your friends. You can't value the same stuff with your family. You might share some, but you don't have to value every single thing that your friends and family value. If you're comfortable with this knowledge, then you're on the right path, I think, to happiness. Because you don't need to seek their validation. You don't need to hang out with those friends doing the things that they're doing at night just so you can gain approvals from them and feel like you belong to that group. You know, you can be happy with yourself. You can be happy doing the things that you like. So that's number one. Number two, say for example, my family and the friends that are around me, they really, they really like the idea. They really like the title and the prestige that comes with being a doctor. Like if I become a doctor right now, my family will be so proud. They're going to be talking non-stop to their friends. They'll be saying, oh, my son is in med school, he's a doctor, he does this, he makes this much money, like he's out there saving lives. They'll be talking all the time. My mom, even though I'm not a doctor, I'm a nurse, she's already telling people, hey, my son is in the medical field. Like how crazy is that? That's what my parents value. My mom especially. And if I am not happy with myself, if I am not aware of my own values, I'm gonna seek out external validation from my mom. Like if I go down that path of going to med school for 10 years, I'm gonna be a miserable sack of shit. I know that for a fact. Even though at the end of the journey, if I make it out alive, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be working at a job that will probably make me money down the road. But I'm going to be a miserable sack of shit. I'm going to go home and I'm going to be doing something that is completely detached from my work. I'm not going to be thinking about my work. If I come back from home, I'm going to be doing something completely different. And that's for sure, because I hate it. By the way, I'm not throwing shades at doctors. I'm not throwing shades at anybody. I have all the respect in the world for doctor. I'm a nurse. But lately my heart's been telling me, and I've been thinking, why is it that I don't go out and tell people that I'm a nurse? Why is it I feel so damn uncomfortable wearing my scrubs in public or talking to people and having to tell them what I actually do when they ask me, hey Khoi, what do you do for a living? Why do I feel so uncomfortable? And I look around me, I look at my environments at home and the people that I surround myself with, and I realize, hey, I'm an imposter. I'm not really meant to be here. Because what do I see? I see the gym. I see guitars. I see philosophy books about psychology. I don't even do what is expected of a nurse. Like they're gonna be studying up on their skills, and we have this in our standards that you're gonna be. By the way, I shouldn't talk about this, but you gotta continue your studies, further your studies. That's an expectation of being a nurse. You gotta be up to date with literature and everything. And I don't see myself doing that because I'm not feeling terribly inspired at the moment. And I have to ask myself, is this what I really want to do? By the way, I do love helping people. That's what I thought of when I went to nursing school, because I want to help people. I also sort of wanted to be a doctor, but that's more so from my family. That's not what I really value, And I feel like I would be more suitable, more suitable at a different point in the patient's journey, in their recovery. I feel that because I'm interested in movements, the gym, I'm interested in, music. I feel like what I want to do is I want to empower people, because these are the things that empower me. These are the things that give my life meaning. And I want to empower people to do that for themselves. And I feel like maybe going back to school is a good idea now, because I want to be a physiotherapist. I want to use movements to help people get back to baseline, or to even prevent the illness. So essentially, I want to work with people at a different stage in their recovery. Nothing against nurses, nothing against doctors. I have ultimate respect for my colleagues out there. I just feel like it is my calling to be involved in a different part of the patient's journey. So not the injection part, not the administering part. Nurses and doctors, nurses, they're there with the patient 24/7. They know the patient's best. They are the ones carrying out the procedures. They work in consultation with the doctors when they do their rounds, because doctors, they come and go. They only see a patient for a very small amount of time. They analyze the test results, they communicate that to the nursing team, they tell the nurses, hey, can you do this to the patient? They carry out the stuff. They're there to look after the patients. So sometimes they do stuff for the patients. But what I really want to do is I want to give that power back to the patient. I want to give the autonomy back to the patients. So I want to work with them at a different stage in their journey, in their recovery, when I give them back the power to look after themselves. That's what I want to do. And people advise me, nursing is so broad, you can go different pathways. But the other thing about me is that I'm interested in movements, and I want to use movements to essentially help the patients beat their diseases. That's what I'm interested in. But if I'm truly unhappy with myself because I didn't know that this is what I value, then I'm going to go down that path of seeking external validation from my peers. People telling me, oh, you got to do this, you got to upgrade your salary, you got to do further studies, but that's not what I want to do, man. That's not what I want to do. It's not about the paycheck. I don't care about the money. As long as I can look after myself, I'm good. What I really want to do is I still want to help people, but I want to be involved in a different path in their journey. And I feel like this is what I want to do. And I feel really excited about it. I want to go home and I want to do the things in my life that tells other people that, hey, this is what I do for a living. I want people to know that this is what I'm about. I don't want to just half-assedly go through my work because I have to, because I want to feel like I'm a good member of society. I want to fit in. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that is meaningful to me, and something that is going to make me feel fulfilled, essentially. I want to go home and do stuff, and then people look at me and they be like, hey, that guy is what he does. That's what he does for a living. Anyways, enough rambling. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless. Sorry for waffling on. I'm not really making a lot of sense. As you can see, there's a lot of turbulence in my life at the moment, and I'm sure as hell I'm aware that doing further studies will throw my life off balance, and it's going to introduce some sort of chaos into my life. Even though I'm not settled yet, I don't have a wife, I don't have a kid. But I feel like this might be the right path, and that's why I'm pursuing it. But hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless, and I'll speak to you soon.